Guys, this is Bond18 for Poker Savvy Plus. We haven't really done a video where I've gone from the start of a tournament, and thanks to my getting drunk last night, I slept in late, and so I'm waking up at the what are the 10 p.m. Central 109 tournaments, and I thought it'd be a good chance to go ahead and look at some early game play. So we've got our favorite tournament right here, the 109 Six Max. This is the 109 on Stars that we final tabled the other day. And then I've got some other smaller things on the side. I'm actually playing some really smaller stakes tournaments, $20 and $30 stuff, since I don't have a lot of options available to me when I wake up later. But that's no big deal. I don't mind playing some small stuff and cutting down the variance. So we'll get a good chance to look at early game. I've also got a friend coming over who kind of wants to learn from me and has some questions to ask. So what we can do is do some questions back and forth, and hopefully we'll get a chance to fill in some gaps in his knowledge and maybe learn some stuff along the way. Now, in this Six Max tournament, I tend to play quite aggressively early. I'm doing a lot of raising in position. I would have raised 10-8 suited there for sure. I isolate limpers a lot, which is something we haven't really discussed too much because we rarely had enough deep enough stacks to allow that. And today we're going to have that, so you'll see some limper isolating. And we'll bring over the other tables as they may get interesting. Or if we bust out anything here, let's take a look at the amount of entrants. It's a Sunday night in the States. I skipped all the Sunday tournaments. I don't really try and force myself to get up and play tournaments. I know that if I really push it too hard, I'm not going to play very well, so I just take it a little easy, and when I get up, I get up. I have an alarm set on most days, but I'm normally getting about 8 or 9 hours of sleep, and I was out last night till about 2, so I decided not to push it. Like the Sunday Million here in Australia starts something ridiculous like 5:30, so I never really play the Sunday Million. I just try and wake up in time for the Tilt Major and play Second Chance and the Mulligan. Alright. Sexy little 9-8 suited here. If somebody else flat calls, we'll be calling too. However, we won't be calling by ourselves. Shouldn't really be calling these hands out of position even with pretty deep stacks, but if somebody else would call, then it would be good enough. But not so much with the 3-bet. In the early game, when the blinds are still quite deep compared to the stacks, I'd like to go with the 3.5x range, which raised, which is to 70, and then at 15:30 I start going to just 3x 90.